Hiya, thanks for watching. So today I'm fishing for chub on the river Rother. I'm going to be freelining a bit of breadflake at first. Generally what I do is I'll get them feeding on the surface quite confidently, then I'll catch one, then they'll all go deeper and I'll fish on the bottom or somewhere lower. Maybe I'll trot a breadflake down and catch another. I'll gradually be moving downriver, just 30 yards at a time, because each time I catch them I've learnt that they tend to spook downstream just a little bit. So I'll catch one here, maybe two here, then I'll just go 30 yards downriver, try for another, and so on and so forth. There's a little chub, well, there's a pretty good sized chub sitting underneath the opposite bank. He's been coming out and looking at the bread that's floating past, but not taking it. I think he'll be more confident feeding deeper in the water. So I found this feather and I've attached it to my main line using a couple of tiny rubbers that you would get for attaching floats and stuff. And I've just squeezed the bread on with a little bit of fluff on the top, so it's just going to sink down. Hopefully it'll be confident enough to take it. Let's have a look what happens, shall we? So this is the one that I was talking about being a bit shy of taking off the surface, so I stuck that feather on and let the bread sink, and he obliged. It's gone 3 pounds and 1 ounce. The biggest in here that I've had is about 4.5 pound, 4.5, 4.8. I've had a few of them in the 4 pound mark, so they might go 5 nowadays, who knows, but anyway, nice fish to start the day. So they don't seem to be having it on the top at the moment. Probably the time of day. Generally goes a bit quiet throughout the peak of the afternoon on all rivers whenever I chub fish. So what I'm going to do is squeeze on a bit of breadflake and just tuck it in where it's undercut on the opposite bank, and just hang up this little feather float over a bit of weed and have the bread just hang in there about 3 foot down. So I'm sure they're all just hiding under there, just being a bit lazy, having a little siesta. So I'll just dangle a bait in front of them and sprinkle out a few small pieces of bread. Try and get them going. Fish number 2 then, another nice little chub. This one's probably only a couple of pound, on a bit of breadflake, just trotting it down underneath that feather float again. They're not taking it off the surface at the moment. This one's got a couple of leeches on it. Not really seen that with a chub before. Interesting. Put up a hell of a scrap. They get right underneath the banks, these fish. They find the snags. Really good scrappy fish. on the right equipment. Now, the thing with chub, sometimes they'll engulf your bait. This one's taken it right deep down into his throat. Fortunately, they've got very big mouths, and I've got my disgorger and a small pair of forceps on me, so that will come out no problem. I'll just rest it in the net whilst I get my gear out. So I think it's very important to mention that these two items are essential when fishing for any species: forceps and a disgorger. Both are very cheap at a tackle shop. These are about 50p. These ones, well, you can get them for £1 up to 20 quid. It depends what material they're made from, what size, etc. My big sister used to be a midwife. They use them on the umbilical cord. She used to bring me home a pair of these every now and then. I'm forever grateful to her for that. The disgorger tool, as I say, is only about 50p in the tackle shop. Takes a little practice, but they're really quite simple to use. I will demonstrate now for you. Now, with the disgorger, you just pop the line through the groove in the disgorger stick, so now you can slide that up and down the line. You then follow the line all the way to the hook. You can feel it as it takes hold of the hook. Well, okay. Due to the size of the hook, I'll be using the forceps to take this hook out. The eye is too big for the disgorger stick. Really simple. You just grab hold of the hook and remove it as you would its lip. So there we have it. Not as productive of a session as I'd anticipated, but by tweaking my approach I was able to catch a couple. I've since revisited the Rother and have had a great session on the maggot feeder, during which I caught good chub and some perch too. Subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for that one in the coming weeks. Thanks for watching.